So good morning from me, Luna Winter Tarot. I am a psychic medium, and the orange dog behind me is my beautiful dog GM. Now this morning, because my little GM here is in season, we are enjoying a beautiful walk at the secure orchard paddock where GM comes for doggy daycare 2 mornings a week. So this isn't my normal surroundings, but as you can see, it is absolutely stunning here regardless. A truly beautiful part of the British countryside. Now this morning, I've already done a quick reel read over on my Instagram at Luna Winter Tarot, and that was the Saturday Sketcherbanders reading, and I was talking about how your fallen twin flame, fallen divine counterpart, the Sketcherbander, as I like to call them, they are reaping what they have sown. Because under Pluto retrograde, as I keep saying the last week or so, Pluto really is Plutoing and revealing hidden truths, bringing about revelations. And although Pluto isn't a planet of karma, these revelations are allowing karma to come in. Now, your Sketcherbander, your fallen divine counterpart, they left you for a karmic partner. Now, this karmic partner they left you for never even wanted your person. They were just in a space of competition, revenge. They were driven purely by vengefulness, really dark, toxic energy. They just wanted to win at any cost. And actually, as I said in my reel on Instagram this morning, they just wanted to energetically hurt you as well. But what they did was allude to wanting your person, making out like they're the only person in the world they could ever possibly want and have a relationship with. And you're the only person who makes me feel this way. But, and I will tell you this now, this karmic person, they're already in a committed relationship, be that a long-term relationship, a marriage, or, a relationship that's been going for a good 6 to 12 months. But your fallen divine counterpart, your Sketcherbander, wasn't aware of this. If the karmic is married, yes, of course, your Sketcherbander is aware of that. And, if you're going to enter into an affair situation with someone and think it's going to end well, more for you. Anyway, I digress. This third party, they got what they wanted, which was your person by the short and curlies. And they spun them a very, very long yarn. And this yarn has been that long that this situation, this karmic debt, it has played out now for a good 12 to 18 months. For some, maybe up to as long as 3 years. This karmic person has allowed your person to believe that they are the be-all and end-all. And they have been future fate by this karmic energy in the exact same way that you were future fate by your Sketcherbander. They have been promised the earth. So if this karmic is married, they've promised that, I'm going to leave my partner, my husband, my wife. And they've been saying that for 12 to 18 months, probably an awful lot longer. And your person's just been sat there in a state of suspended animation, waiting and asking when. And the response has always been, yep, soon. I've just got to get this in place. I've just got to do that. No intention whatsoever of breaking up their marriage. Why? Because your person has nothing to offer this karmic. They can't keep them in a way to which they become accustomed. And to be honest, they're nothing more, I'm going to be rude, they're nothing more than a screw. A time fixer, a time filler. Don't know why I said fixer. They are a time filler. When this karmic's bored, they text your person, should we get together? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. And that's all it is. It's as baseless as that. Yeah, maybe they sometimes go out together, but it's never actually in a romantic, we are together sense. It's always with a certain distance between them because, oh God, no, we can't be seen out in public together just in case, well, if this person were going to be leaving their husband or wife, it wouldn't matter, surely. But your Sketcherbander, because they're fueled by ego, pride, and this totally misaligned sense of entitlement, they're just thinking this is normal. They're thinking, it doesn't matter. I'll just, I'll go along with this. Totally with their head. Sorry, I'm just going to look at that beautiful scenery over there for you. Totally with their head in the land of make-believe. fully invested in this yarn, this story they're being spun and told is going to have this happy ending. Now, this karmic partner, they've been planning a trip. They're going away somewhere really lovely. And your person has foolishly been working really hard and putting money aside and, filling up a suitcase with new clothes that they've worked really hard to buy. Putting in the level of effort and investment that they never put into you for this person who frankly just doesn't give two shoots about them. I was going to say shit, but I thought I'd better say hoot, but now I've said shit, so I've said it. So anyway, what's going to happen? Well, I'll tell you exactly what's about to happen. Your person is going to be there, suitcase packed, passport ready, sun cream on, but hey, kiss me quick hat on his head like an absolute prat. And he'll be waiting and waiting. And he'll be thinking, well, I'm sure the flight's at such and such a time, because there were 2 tickets. Of course there were. Because this karmic is going away with her other person, not your person. But she's never told them this. And this is where her revenge, her vengefulness comes in. Because this has just all been a game. As I said, about getting your person by the short and curlies, getting them vulnerable, getting them exactly where they wanted them so they could whip that carpet out and absolutely shatter this illusion, because this is karma. Because this is what your person did to you. They future fate you in the exact same way. I believe your person said to you, yes, we'll move in together, or we'll move to a new location together. And then right at that moment, it was meant to occur, they whipped the carpet and they disappeared. They ghosted you, gone into the ether. You never existed, apparently, because they never contacted you again. And that's what this karmic is about to do to them. So they're going to be sat there like an absolute fool, waiting for a taxi that's never going to arrive, to go to an airport they haven't even got a ticket for. And the penny will drop. After about 3-4 hours, the penny will drop. And they'll start texting. Where are you? Calling. When are we going? And they'll be left on red because they're blocked. And this karmic is away on that plane, laughing her head off, either with her husband or the other person she's decided to add into this mix and have another affair with, because they are that kind. Why have one when you can have 2 or 3 or 4? Absolutely no moral compass. This karmic is just absolutely morally bankrupt. And that's why they have absolutely no guilt about doing what they've done. In a way, and I've said this already this week, I believe, they've actually been your biggest ally. Because the reaction you couldn't get from your person, they have. And that reaction is one of absolute shattering heartbreak. It's that tower. It's that earth-crushing ego death moment where they finally realise they've been played. And by God, have they been played. They've been played like an absolute fiddle. And whilst I should feel sorry for this person, I can't bring myself to be. And I make no apology for that. Because people who go around destroying other people just so they can climb on their shoulders to get to where they want to be, without conscience, guilt, regret or remorse, then they deserve to face the consequences of their actions. Now this person now, your person, they're going to go into this state of shock, realisation. They're going to be in the horrors because they have spent so much money. They have invested so much in this karmic connection. Everything that they weren't investing in you when they were telling you, oh, I haven't got money for this, I haven't got money for that. They were putting it all into this karmic situation without guilt. And I believe also they were taking from you financially, or at least, riding on your coattails and using your material resources so that they could use theirs for the karmic. So this is just desserts with cream, sprinkles and a cherry on top. Your person now, when they get over the shock, they're going to have a very long, dark summer down a very deep pit called self-realisation. And this is like the dark night of the soul. This is where all those nightmares come to haunt them once more. And everything they have been and everything they have allowed themselves to become and every person they have destroyed in the process of maintaining this karmic relationship, it's all coming back to bite them on their rather substantial arse. And I'll be fair to your person. They are going to take it on the chin because they know they deserve this. They know 100% that they absolutely deserve this. And in essence, they know they deserve worse. And, you know, be careful what you wish for because they probably will get worse. I see the loss of a vehicle because I think the karmic, to keep your person where she wanted them on that puppet string, she probably bought them a really nice car or a work van, something that she's going to snatch back or say to them, oh, by the way, you owe me for that. And it'll be but I thought you bought it for me. No, you owe me for that because it's registered to me. So if you want to keep it, you pay. And of course, your person isn't going to have the funds to do that. So they're either going to have to pay up or relinquish said car. I feel the same with their living situation. I think they've been lured away from their living stability and they're about to be displaced because they've been investing financially in a living situation with this karmic whilst failing to pay the bills on their own home. And that's all going to come back to bite them on the arse and they are going to be displaced. But again, isn't that exactly what they did to you? Didn't they displace your home, your finances, your stability, your self-worth? I know that they did. So yeah, Pluto is Plutoing. And this revelation, this self-actualization and this realization that your person has been an absolute see you next Tuesday is dawning upon them. And I think at some point you've probably called them that and they're like, yeah, deserved, fully deserved. And believe me, that word's nowhere near deserved. You could heap about another 50 on top of that and it still wouldn't get up to the level of how they treated you. But here's the thing. Your person has to go through this. They have to go through this ego death. They have to go through this self-realization because they've been down a very dark and wrong path for a very long time now. You were sent into their life to pull them back off that path, to show them the way of the light. And they dismissed it, they dismissed you. And in honesty, that made your ancestors their ancestors and the angels angry because your divine union is written. It's in the Akashic records, but your person very willfully and selfishly destroyed this. But you see, they don't get to do that. The Akashic records aren't there to be erased. Your person doesn't get to rub bits out and rewrite them. There's only one person who gets to do that, and that's the Most High. So now your person is in this place of, oh my God, I've become something that I absolutely hate. They've realised how abhorrent they are, how seedy, disgusting, deceitful, manipulative, nasty they've become. And they're looking in the mirror and they're looking at their soul and they're seeing their soul's essence. And nowhere in their soul's DNA imprint does it say that they hold any of these qualities. So now they go on a long journey back to self. This journey won't be as long as this karmic journey's been because this is a real shock tactic on behalf of the universe. You know, it's like that, be cruel to be kind. And the universe has been very cruel here because the kindness needs to come back into this person's heart. The truth of who they are and the truth of who you are needs to be realised once more. You notice how I keep stumbling on my words? Well, that's because your person now, this state of shock, they can't speak. That's how they feel. They're tongue-tied. They're like rabbit caught in headlights with what they've just been through or are about to go through. But over the next 6 months, they're going to come back down with a bump. They're going to throw themselves into working, but that work is for them, for their benefit, for their higher purpose. They're not working so they can keep up an appearance of, oh yeah, look at us, we go out, we do this, we do that, and you know, I'm Jack the lad. No, not anymore. Because remember, this person's finances, their business, their home, it's all dangling by a very frayed thread. So they've got to put in this work, and they've got to put it in quickly, or they know they are going to lose it. It's going to be like a click of the fingers and it's all gone. And they are aware on a soul level of the importance and the fact they need to expedite this soul ascension and growth. But what they also need to do is, when the time is right, and I'll tell you now, they are blocked energetically from coming anywhere near you just now because it's not the right time. They can't come to you now because they want you to dig them out of this karmic hole. Oh, no, that's not going to be allowed. They're not even going to be allowed to make that phone call to say, oh my God, you're not going to believe what's happened, because energetically you are being protected from that. No, you're not taking that on board. You've already transmuted a bucket load of their karma, and the universe is not allowing you to do that again. So they're going to be reaching out to friends, family. They may try to reach out to you, but there's a blockage from everyone because everyone told them so. And whether everyone came out and said it at the time, you know, family, they'll have just supported because that's what family do. But behind closed doors, they were saying, can't believe he's done that. Can't believe he's left her for that. And they did call it that. Friends, they were just along for the ride. They were just joining in for the drinks and the parties. But even they're going to be like, well, don't come to us for advice. You had it all on a plate and you threw it away for that. And again, it's being called that. So that's a level that people have viewed this solid karmic relationship as, whilst your person's had it on this false pedestal and revered it like it's some kind of golden horse. Well, no more. So they're on this journey alone. They have to walk a very long, dark path alone, without support. And the reason it's without support is they've got to find the answers themselves, because this journey is back to true, authentic self, and no one else can take them there. This is their own journey. I feel your person lost sight of themselves a good 15 years ago, maybe more, 15, 20 years. They started off on the wrong path. And you were thrown out as a lifeline to pull them back. And they cut that and they cast you adrift. But this karmic picked up the rope, reeled them in, and in the very same respect now, she has cut the same life raft and cast your person adrift. And she won't look back, trust me. She's not even going to ever look at her phone again, other than to laugh. Your partner, your karmic divine, your divine partner, see, everything's so fumbled because your person energetically is just in an absolute clusterfuck. Your divine partner, they're already deleted, forgotten, pictures gone, numbers gone, the lot, because they've served their purpose. They're surplus. So what do you do with things that are surplus to requirement? You throw them away. So in the exact same way you were thrown away and discarded, your divine counterpart has now been discarded. I would say to you, October, November, December, expect to hear from them. It's going to be a casual, hey, long time no speak. It's going to be like, yeah, I know. It's been about 2 years, love. What do you want? That's going to be your attitude. Yeah, what do you want? I'm busy. I've got on with the business of doing life and I had to do it alone. And that opens the door for them to say, yeah, well, I've also been on this journey alone. And when they do make this contact, they are coming back humble. They are coming back truthful. They're coming back their true, authentic self, the person they were always meant to be, the person they were meant to be for you. At that point, you will have free will to decide whether to enter into an exchange with them and to see where it goes, day by day, week by week, month by month. Or you can just say, thank you for the apology. I'm getting on with my life. Thanks for the lessons, but all the best. I can't tell you which way you're going to go, because your life in this time is also going to change. It's also going to continue to elevate. You may well be in a position where you feel so secure alone, you don't want anyone coming in messing up your peace. Certainly not someone who's already proved to you once that actually they do come in and they shit all over your peace. Or you actually may have met someone by then who treats you like the empress that you are. And if that's the case, know that this person is a divinely sent higher level soulmate, someone who is going to show you the rest of your journey and walk side by side with you. They'll step into those shoes that your divine counterpart so foolishly and without thought stepped out of. So wherever your life is in October, November, December, just take a moment of pause and reflection. And before you even respond, ask yourself what it is that you want. And if you want to maintain your inner and outer peace, and you don't want to be going back down that road again, then the divine isn't going to punish you, because they already know this person was given the opportunity and they threw it away. So don't reply. You don't have to reply. There is no onus on you to look at that message and reply to it. If you want to protect your peace, you do just that. However, if you are feeling guided on a soul level to give it another try, then absolutely, you follow your soul's guidance and you go down that path, knowing and trusting 100% that this time it is going to work. And it is going to work exactly the way it was meant to have worked the first time round. That's the one solid grounding truth you can take with you to build that new foundation on. It is coming back to you authentically true. Whichever direction you choose to take, know that it is the one for your higher purpose. But you're in the driving seat. You are the one who gets to choose. And actually, when your divine counterpart does come back, they know that they're already on the back foot. So it's almost like they're the one taking the gamble. Whereas, yeah, they did. They gambled and lost you. But hey, they've always liked to take gambles, haven't they? That's how I see them. This eternal chancer, the opportunist, the one who's like a magpie and follows after the next shiny thing. Not anymore. They won't do that anymore, because the shiniest thing was you. And they see that now. They see your truth. They see your worth. But is it too late? Only you will know when the time comes.